Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley.
And I am Coach Jay.
And we're back. We're back with another episode of the film breakdown series. Took a little hiatus. Coach Jay obviously had some stuff going on. We had some scheduling issues, but we are back. Man, I had some fun today. 2 days ago, if you're talking about internet time, when I dropped a video talking about Junior Day, which more internet time took place yesterday. But I made a video and I was talking about Ethan Utley coming in town for Junior Day, how big of a priority he is. There's no scouting report out there. So I'm like, I'm going to let Coach Jay give the scouting report. So I pulled it up. You getting all giddy talking. Man, it was so much fun. And now I'm glad we are back. We're going to jump into 5-star offensive tackle David Sanders. He's a priority. He's a guy that I've been calling for the last few weeks. Priority number one for me. I want this guy maybe more than anybody else that Tennessee is targeting. So it's going to be a lot of fun jumping into this one out of the gate. Guys, do us a favor, smash the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, dialed in, all that good stuff. If this is your first film breakdown, look, Coach Jay coaches a little football out in California, so he comes on and he breaks down the film. That's what this series is all about. So if you guys enjoy it, smash that thumbs up. Let's get into it. 5-star offensive tackle David Sanders. Why did you want to roll him out today, Coach?
I love his film, man. I got a chance to watch some of this kid's film. I think it was his sophomore year, freshman year, something like that, and fell in love with the film pretty dang quickly, man. And when you talk about the quarterbacks that Tennessee is bringing in, no matter who it may be, Nico, George, of course, Jake Merklinger, he's even got his Call to Jake guys out there already, right? So we have an elite quarterback room at UT right now. So we need to make sure we're bringing elite offensive linemen in, and David fits that bill to a T. Yeah, absolutely. We'll dive into the scouting report here, I guess, in a little bit. But yeah.
I love that. Right now, one of the things we talk about with Nico, and we're talking about it with George, is their elusiveness, their ability to extend plays. How much better is it, when you don't have to rely on that? When you actually have time, you can go through your progressions. If you need to run, you can run. But right now, we're kind of happy that those guys are elusive because we're still trying to rebuild the offensive line. And I'm pretty excited about 2024, but then you got to look ahead to 2025. Getting Lance Hurd was huge. I think the class of 24, you got some studs in that class. You got to continue to do it cycle after cycle. I think Tennessee's got a shot in this class of 25 with David Sanders and some other guys. 6'5", 250 pounds out of Charlotte, North Carolina. What do you think about the weight? I see a lot of people question that weight. Clearly, he's 6'5". He's got some height to him. I think his frame can hold some more weight. Does that concern you going into his senior season?
It's more concerning when you read it on paper, and less concerning after you watch his film. Right here on my scouting report, I mean, he's wiry, but he's strong, right? He's an extremely strong player. He's got elite feet. He fits what Tennessee wants to do. Tennessee wants to move fast, and they want to get out into space. As you just mentioned, Tennessee's got quarterbacks who can escape the pocket and move in the pocket, and he is elite. He absolutely elite when a play breaks down, and he needs to move and protect a quarterback when things break down.
A lot of buzz around Clemson, Georgia, and Tennessee. This is the latest from Chad Simmons. Says David Sanders is coveted by many of the top programs in the country. He is a premier left tackle out of Charlotte, Providence Day. He and George McIntyre already have a relationship. The two have visited different schools together. They communicate, and they have had conversations about playing on the same team. When Sanders was in Tuscaloosa and Knoxville for games in the fall, McIntyre was on the same visits, even when Sanders returns to Knoxville for McIntyre to be there. This is one to watch with the new quarterback in the fold. That's what I like, and I've kind of said that a lot over the last couple of weeks. George was calculated. George wasn't recruiting kids to Tennessee. He wasn't recruiting kids to Alabama or to Georgia or to LSU. He was recruiting kids to play with him. So now that benefits us after he chooses Tennessee. All these conversations weren't about, how great Georgia was or how great Tennessee was or Alabama. It was let's play together. I think that was calculated, smart move by George. We'll see how much that impacts the recruitment of David Sanders. But let's get the film pulled up here. Let's take a look at it. We're going to his junior tape. For those of you that want to go check out his entire film over at Huddle, let's take it away. Coach Jay, first play 101.
Yeah, right off the jump here, what I want you guys to notice as we move through this film, uh, he's going to show you a little bit of everything. All right, you offensive line guys out there, he's going to give you everything, and the pull, the combo block, screen block. I mean, we'll run you through them right here. We're going to start with a pulling block. We all know in Josh Heupel's offense, we've talked about it at nauseum. Our offensive tackles must be able to pull in the Josh Heupel offense. They must be quick on their feet. Right here, we have a pistol formation from the offense. We got a twins look to the left side of the field, and we're going to be pulling Sanders. I almost did it again. Dang it. Sanders across the left to the right side of the line here. And Boogie, if you want to just uh, just play pause. Maybe those first two steps he takes as he starts to turn his body. I want you to notice how tight this offensive line is right here, and it's really hard to pull when your splits are this tight in offensive line. If you can just give me those first few steps he takes as he starts to turn his body, it's so quick, right? I'd like him a little lower in his shoot right here, and I know the light's on us a little bit, but those typewriter steps, those in tight smooth typewriter step feet. Just bam, right here. You'll get bam and then bam, right? Just really quick down the line. And the next time you can pause it, Boogie, is when he makes contact with the outside linebacker that's currently by the referee right now. We'll see him travel down the line, and then he's going to need to engage that outside linebacker, right? And you'll notice whose hands are on the inside right now. It's David's, right? He's got good hands. He's got good feet. His feet are in tight. His spread's not too wide. He's out on his toes, but is not too far over his toes that he's reaching, right? This is extremely important. And now that we've got him by our steering wheel, right? We can drive, push, and finish this kick out block. Let's go ahead and take a look. It's violent and it's beautiful. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Yeah. David's the guy who's going to give you a couple of those John Campbell carrying them through the end zone type blocks. Absolute beast there on that kick out pull block. Beautiful stuff, man.
All right, taking it to 126.
All right. We got twins to the top of the screen. On this play, we're going to get an outside zone blocking scheme. So once again, you're going to get every little bit of information here in this film. So we're going to get an outside run, outside blocking scheme here. We have a wing back that's gone into motion. And once again, Boogie, I want to see those first two steps where he's going to fly out and try to gain outside leverage on that defensive end that's lined out to his outside. Let's go ahead and take a look at those first couple steps he gives us. Bang, bang. Maybe just a second longer. Hey, just a little second longer. I know it's hard to grab sometimes. There you go. Boom. All right. So the wing back here is supposed to be combo blocking. Usually it's going to be defensive end or outside linebacker to safety or star right here. And as we see, usually it's hard for a big tackle to get outside of that defensive end, right? Defensive ends are usually long, fast, quick guys, and they can be tough for an offensive tackle when they're in a zone blocking scheme to pop outside of them, which is why you kind of have that combo block help from the wing back. Even Tennessee does this, but David's got such elite feet. He's able to get the outside. The wing back isn't even needed here, and he can go on to the second level, and that's completely done with at that time, which is completely awesome. Boogie, if you kind of just want to let the rest of this play and maybe bring it back to that point and play it again, and we can keep talking about it, because I want everyone to keep noticing these hands and these feet as David drives people. He's really elite at it after he gets reset. Boom, 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 and absolutely pancakes him, right? I think he's got more single pancake blocks than any offensive lineman film I might have ever watched on that zone blocking scheme. That's tough right there, man. Puts his face in the dirt, and as you will see, David Sanders has a mean, nasty disposition about him when he blocks. I think I saw a coach in an interview when I was watching film of him in a camp was saying something like, "Yeah, he might be light, but I've seen him squat 395 and cling 330." So a strong kid, a tough kid, and absolute bear in there. Moving on, we're going to keep seeing more tools in the tool bag for David Sanders, and I want everyone to think about the Josh Heupel offense for a second. Okay, what do we see a lot of in the Josh Heupel offensive? Bubble screens, right? We see bubble screens all the time. Our offense likes to run them in stack. Every now and then we'll run it to the short side of the field. Okay. Well, right here, we have aces. We have a single wing formation to the short side of the field, the side that David is on, where the arrow is pointing. And then we have an X wide receiver who's got a cornerback on that short side of the field in front of him that's playing about, we'll call it about 5 yards off the ball face up, right? So normally when Tennessee runs this play and they run this screen to the short side, they'll run that wing. They'll run that wing back or McAllen Castle, someone with speed out there to help on that bubble, or they'll motion a receiver out towards that side for the bubble. Boogie, what they're going to do right here is they're actually going to motion that wing back away. And if you could play it and pause it when the wing back settles after his motion, I'd like to talk about what we're looking at. He's going to go ahead and motion, right? You'll notice no one followed him. Okay, so we know we've got zone at least over the middle of the field. And I love these first two steps that David takes, because normally if you're going to run an offensive tackle out there to block a cornerback in space, he's going to fly out there right away, right? He's going to kick on out there and hustle. David actually takes two steps as if he's in pass pro and then releases. And let's watch him get on his giddy up and get out there after that two-step release and get his hands on a fast corner in space. This is phenomenal stuff that I can envision
Oh
happening
my
in
gosh,
Josh
that's
Heupel's offense. That is that you put that squirrel white, that's Mike Matthews out there, that's Thornton. They're gone, man. Someone with 4.3 speed out there in a tackle makes that block in space. And I'll tell you what, this safety, you notice he's playing outside of the hash when that play starts. When you motion that wing, almost every safety is gonna shade in. This safety's kind of guilty of not doing it. um, he's going to be all alone out there in a tackle who can get out there and murder a cornerback without having to commit another wide receiver. Um, you can just envision it working in this offense instantly.
where do you think he stacks up when we talk about, we say it all the time on this channel, right? You got to have a quarterback, guys that can get after the quarterback, and guys that can protect the quarterback. And when we look at Josh Heupel's time at Tennessee, right, the guys that he's missed on, some of the guys that he's landed, guys like Bennett Warren, a guy like Lance Hurd, pretty dang big offensive tackle prospect to add via the portal, but then including the guys you missed, guys like Jordan Seaton, guys like Francis Mauigoa. Where do you think that David Sanders kind of matches up against those guys when you're looking at high school tape versus high school tape?
It high. In the top 3% of them, I would say 2% of them, really high, because he has elite feet, elite lower body. He understands leverage at an extremely high level, at almost a coach's level. He understands leverage. He has an elite strong punch. He's just got every tool in the tool bag. The only thing literally he's missing is his weight, but it's also something I don't really worry about with offensive linemen going into a college program. They're going to give him his Wheaties when he gets to campus, right? He's going to have plenty to eat. Nutrition's going to get a hold of him. I see him playing around, I'm going to go with 310, 315 by his junior year, maybe even 320. But he's going to play heavy, like, he's going to play like a 360 pounder at that weight, except he's going to be fast, mobile, hostile, and agile, as they say.
Plus, something you got to look at is whether you're looking at Rivals or On3 or 247 Sports, that number's not always accurate. Sometimes it goes by, have they actually been measured, right? That's one of the first things they do when you come on campus for a visit. Even the guys in the portal, like I was watching Jamal, and he wasn't in the portal, but he was coming from the JUCO level, and I was watching his YouTube channel where he went to Houston on a visit. They immediately take him in. They get the height, they get the weight, they get the wingspan. They're measuring the size of his hands. They are measuring everything. You don't always have that on some of these recruiting websites. And you look at On3 listed as 250. You look at 247 Sports, he's listed as 270. He could be 275, 280
He
by
could
now. And
be.
again, you're going into a senior year of high school. He's going to have the opportunity to add some weight there. We're going to take a look at a few more plays. Guys, if you're still with us, smash that thumbs up. If you have not, a lot of you guys watching on the TV, and I get it. I see the numbers behind the scenes. Sign in on your TV. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Let's take a look at the next play, 541.
Well, Boogie Bentley taught me that everyone steals from other people on the internet. So I am going to steal from Kyle Curbison from the
Oh,
Talkin
let's
VAWLS
go.
live stream here, talking about Gage Ginther. This is going to be a down block here on like a counter tray. It's a pistol formation, single wing again, like we see that a lot, right? And they're going to be running that counter tray to the left side. But if we look how David's set up right here, like in the Gage Ginther video that Kyler broke down, he's really set up on the defensive end, possibly the linebacker, second level to the safety or star. Uh, One thing I really love about his film, and like I always say, I always challenge you guys, go watch these guys full tape. David's full tape is special, and he runs you through all the skill sets. But the thing I love about him the most, Boogie, we always talk about, is the guy on his knuckles hard, right? Is he back on his up on his toes? Is he back on his heels? It almost seems like David's always trying to trick you with his pre-stance, right? And what he's doing in the pre-snap stuff. It's just really hard to get a beat and a read on what he's doing. I'd almost think that this was pass pro here, maybe a zone blocking scheme. Maybe the last thing I'd kind of predict is a down block here against the defensive tackle, number 74, to his inside. Uh, like before, Boogie, give me his first two steps here. Just those first kind of two bang bang steps. They're very violent steps, but let's take a look at them real quick.
Dropping us off the screen so you guys can see the footwork because it's zoomed in
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
yep,
So
yeah,
here
good
we go.
call. Good call. Boom, boom, right? And look at that. Look at this defense alignment 74. 52 has barely got a hand on him on this combo block, and he is knocked off of his base already. Look, he is pushed back and falling away. I'm surprised he didn't move over. Both of those hands are on the inside of the shoulder pads, so we're ready to push back and drive away. The front foot is already moving forward. We have a nice, good, strong, solid base. We are starting to stand up a little bit, but it's because we have begun to force him over. So it's a good natural push, not reaching. And then you can just go ahead and play it, Boogie. It's just a complete drive out on this summation of this play. But I love those, just so, man, right? Look at him, just almost could have taken him to the soccer net if he wanted to and scored a goal with that defender there if he chose to. I love it, man. This kid, once again, now this is a down block, bubble screen block, uh, a pull. There's combo blocks in his film. There's everything in this kid's film. But right now, we're going to move on to Pass Pro. And the Pass Pro portion of his film is extensive. So I just kind of grabbed a random one here. We're going to have a single back set. It's deuces or trips. It's kind of hard to tell because we're in so tight on this shot. And just like before, Boogie, I want to concentrate on those first two steps that David takes. And once again, this looks like pass pro, right? And he's back on his heels a little bit here, but he could easily transition into a pull right now or a down block, as we just saw before, right? It easily could be that same down block, but let's see what we get on those first two steps here. Just quickly, you see how quickly he slides out. A lot of you guys know who have played ball or been around football. We always practice those slide drills with offensive tackles where they're sliding protection either way. Those first two, three steps where he's sliding out are so quick. And now he's in great position. If you look at this defensive end, hasn't even got his shoulders turned on him. He's got no leverage. So when he cuts inside off of that foot that's planted, number 33, the defensive end, he's going to be cutting in to that offensive tackle's grasp. Go ahead and play the play, Boogie. Watch what happens when he finally forces inside. He just meets him. He's got no leverage whatsoever, absolutely nowhere to go, and is controlled the whole time by David Sanders. And I chose this play specifically because I thought this defensive end, when I watched the whole game film, was pretty good. He was kind of a squatty body kid that you wouldn't see at the next level, but one of those kids who's a good high school defensive end. But just elite slide out by his feet, just bam, bam, bam on the slide out. We'll see bam, bam, bam. Catches, hands inside, nice wide base and pass pro, and controls him through. Go ahead and pause it, Boogie. Okay. As you might notice, no, I do not think he's going to be a defensive end. So everyone calm down. We're all right. But I don't know about you, but I want a dog is an offensive tackle, right? I want a kid who's not afraid to hit somebody, who's not afraid to go tattoo everyone. Us Tennessee Volunteer fans have had a hard week. So I want everyone to take a deep breath in and pretend that number 4, the running back that's blocking, is the president of the NCAA on this play.
Or you
And
could
just
pretend it's Boogie Bentley when he puts out a video that says, "Say it ain't so, George." Y'all can do that. You can do that too.
You
It's
can do
okay.
that, but let's just watch it and see if we're getting a nasty offensive tackle who's not afraid to hit somebody. Let's go and check that out real quick. Oh, I love it. I love this.
That poor child.
Oh man, I think I watched that 30 times the other night.
What level does he play at, man? Because some of these guys, they look like they don't belong on the same field. The very first play you showed, I mean, you're showing him all poor little tiny corners. He plays it out of Charlotte. I wonder what the level of competition is there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but like the corner play, it wouldn't really matter if it's him or the kid we're about to review. You put a big O tackle on a corner out in space, and if they're able to get a hand on him, they're going to murder him. But I'll tell you what, this kid's got a 15-minute junior film. The first 8 minutes of it are offense, and if you want to have fun, go to about the 9-minute mark and just go watch him destroy people playing defensive end for 6 minutes. It's quite entertaining, Vol fans.
Here is the scouting report from Andrew Ivins over at 247 Sports. You can tell me if you agree or disagree. But now this, you got to remember too, this is from February of last year. So this is really before his junior season. But says he's an athletic offensive tackle prospect with an extremely high ceiling, giving measurables and movement patterns over 6'5", and equipped with arms that stretch over 36 inches. On the lighter side now, has plenty of time to add mass, and has already posted impressive markers in the weight room. Can power clean 335. Says very nimble for someone with such long limbs. You show that obviously with the footwork and how quick he could get to the outside. Says he can quickly set up for battle and then refortify if needed. Might own a wiry frame now, but has a surprisingly strong punch. Understands how to find leverage before unlocking his hips and trying to displace pass rushers with an explosive lower half. Said he carved out a starting role as a 9th grader before freshman campaign was derailed by a femur injury. How much do you think that's an issue, battling back from an injury like that, a femur injury? You think that's anything to worry about as he moves forward? It's not a knee. A knee always makes me way more nervous than a broken leg.
No, I think he'll be all right. The further he gets away from that injury, the better off he'll be. And I think by the time he's been in a college weight room for a full year, we'll be far enough away that it will be not a problem at all.
Goes on to say he rebounded in a big way as a sophomore, anchored the left side for Providence Day program that won its first state title in 10 years. must keep progressing and continue to fill out. Should be viewed as one of the top corner protectors in the 2025 cycle. That's from Andrew Ivins over at 247 Sports. Sounds like David Sanders is going to cut down his list, either a top 8 or a top 10 sometime this month, which is the month of February. Like I said earlier, a lot of buzz around Clemson, Georgia, Tennessee. He wants to come off the board probably sometime in August or September. Seems to be the way things trend now, is a lot of visits during the summer. Then they want to come off the board before that senior campaign. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys up to date on David Sanders. We will be back next week with another film breakdown. We can go ahead and tell them who it is. You guys can prepare for it. We're going to be looking at Terrion Grant, 4-star corner out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, committed to Purdue. Join us next Sunday, and we'll tell you if we think Tennessee could maybe flip him going into this class of 25. But that is going to do it for this one. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merchandise for the Talkin VAWLS Network. You guys know where, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You want to show a little extra support, hit that join button down below. We need those memberships driving up during the off season. It's only $1, just $1 a month. We would greatly appreciate the support. But if not, smash the thumbs up because it's quick, free, and easy. Jump in the comment section. Tell us what you think about David Sanders, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. He's Coach Jay. I'm Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.